Well, welcome back to Gardeners Cottage here in Blakeney, North Norfolk. On a beautiful spring morning, we've come over to the cottage to do a turnover. I'm just going to give you a little run around this garden to show you what's happening here. I suppose we're approaching the beginning of March, so spring's not far away, and some of these spring flowers are just starting to come into flower now. This little cyclamen flowers beautifully here every year and seeds itself throughout the lawns. Got some beautiful hyacinths just starting to show some bud, and to the side some little natural primulas already in flower, but they'll do a lot more than this over the coming weeks. Over the last few years we've really thickened up these clumps of snowdrops and started to split them and spread them round. You see a beautiful established clump like this one's probably been there for 15 or 20 years, and the smaller clumps just to the side are probably ones we split and planted last year. And they'll clump up and form lovely flowering clumps quite quickly, a couple of years, and you'll think they've been there forever. This is the giant snowflake, flowering already beautifully, held probably 8 to 10 inches off the ground on these beautiful upright emerald green spikes of leaves that come through. You see there's plenty of flower still coming on this, lots of bud, and they'll go on flowering for quite a long period of time. Very young clump this. Got some that have been established in this garden and done very well for years now. These little February gold or tete-a-tete narcissi just starting to show some colour as well, where they're getting the sun in the middle of this border. They're in full flower already. They only stand around 4 to 5 inches off the ground, but they clump up beautifully, go down underground for the herbaceous that follows them, and every year come up and give this lovely display the end of February, beginning of March. Just look at this magnificent clump of almost golden crocus coming through here, probably put in as a pot years ago. Haven't even cleared the last year's herbaceous growth that's come around it. Most of these uprights are actually lemon balm. You can just see the crowns of that starting. Wow, what a bright spotlight of colour those are forming, even in the dappled shade that they are here in. More tete-a-tetes, and at the base of this fig tree on the southern aspect of the cottage, Agapanthus really bursting away from its winter hibernation. Daffodil flowering very early again on the southern aspect of this cottage where the sun really bakes it. And final little thing to show you, if I can dodge the builders with their power tools, this little border under the flowering crab at the gate, front entrance to the cottage, looking spectacular with the tete-a-tetes that were put in last year, snowdrops which have been extended and thickened up, little highlights of cyclamen in the far distance by the gate, all looking very nice and lush in its spring flowering form. So we've got guests coming in this afternoon. Hopefully the weather this weekend here in Norfolk is going to be fantastic after the gales and horrendous weather we had throw over last weekend. So I hope they are going to get a lot more of this fantastic blue sky and the big vistas, which is part of the joy of coming to Norfolk out of season. Thanks for watching.